Hello friend, today I'm going to show you how to duplicate multiple layers. That's actually not what I'm doing at all, so I have no idea why I said that. I'm going to show you how to take multiple images that you may have shot to combine them into one really cool image. So for example, we recently did a shoot with a drag queen and we were throwing dollars at her. We got interrupted mid-shoot by this very large, old, fragilely fucking mental woman who was just screaming at us to get off of her lawn, essentially. We weren't on her lawn, it was like a fucking sidewalk, but anyway, we got interrupted. We had to stop the shoot before we actually got like a good fan of dollars around her. So we're gonna do what we fucking gotta do to get the shot, which is combine the three shots that we did get into one, so there's dollar bills all around her. Alright, so first things first, we want to go to Photoshop, open up Photoshop, go to, I believe it's Automate and Photo Merge. So what this is going to do is, because our three shots are very similar, composition-wise, they even have a nice brick wall behind them to help with alignment, Photoshop is smart enough to take all three of those images and align them directly over each other so that everything is completely aligned. What this is then going to let us do is, essentially we're going to be able to erase the layers that we want to keep, or erase the layers that the part of the layers that we want to get rid of, and keep the layers with, say, the dollar bills in different areas of the image. So I'm going to go ahead and find those files. I already have them kind of split up here under the composition folder. So I'm going to select all of those, click open. I want to make sure that blend images together is unchecked because we don't want them to be merged into one layer in Photoshop automatically. We want to decide when that happens and how. So I'm going to go ahead and click OK. Photoshop will do its thing for a minute. There we go. So now you can see as I click all of these layers off and on visibility wise, you can see where, yes, the exposure changed, but more importantly where the bills kind of landed in different places. So now what I want to do is here I want to create a mask for these individual layers so that if I make a mistake it's easy to just undo it. The alternative to this would be to erase each of these, to click the actual image itself and use the erase tool. But if I do that, it isn't anywhere near as easy to bring back and undo what I have erased. With the mask, I can use the brush tool and use either white or black. Black erases the layer, quote unquote, erases the layer, aka gets rid of what's currently in that mask. And white reapplies it. You can see right here on this side, all of these are currently white. Both of these are currently white, showing that everything of this image is showing through. So if let's just, for example, I'm going to grab the paint bucket tool, make it black, and click. You can see that entire layer it's erased, quote unquote, to where the other layer just goes completely visible below it. I'm going to go ahead and undo that by using the white bucket tool. Alright, so now I'm going to be a little bit more selective about it. I'm going to grab my brush tool and make sure that I have black selected under here under my color option. A good hotkey for this is X. It automatically switches between black and white over here. And I'm just going to kind of selectively paint where I think I might have remembered there being a dollar bill being. Probably not the most efficient way, but hey, it's okay. I'm fucking no expert, alright? Oh look, there's one. It's a nice little glamorous one. Good motion blur and fucking foreground blur there. I want to maybe make that a little less apparent. So I'm switching between the white and black depending on what I want to do because I don't want to clip too much of the other stuff away. Adjusting my brush size as I please. Alright, and that might be... Oh, there's another one there. Hey, friend. Let's go ahead and get you out of there. All right. Well, there's one down. Then I'm just going to go ahead and make this top layer invisible so I can work with just this one. Click on that mask there for the second layer of the two. And I'm just going to repeat that process and erase a little bit more. Okay? Yep, happy little trees, happy little dollar bills. Happy little drag queen. Okay, there was basically virtually nothing on that layer that was that usable, so that's fun. So there we go. There it is. Also, while we're at it, I think one of these angles is a little bit more flattering for how the dress landed on her. We're definitely going to keep that one, which is good because that's the top one already. All right, great. Now, as you can see, this image is basically trash because there's literally no dollar bills around this area and this area. And we want there to be. So there's nothing here, there's nothing here, there's nothing here, and it's just not as impactful as it could be. So what we're going to do is we're going to essentially clone some of these dollar bills to be in multiple places. All right, so here we are. We have all of our dollar bills, y'all. Let's go ahead and find one that we like. Okay, so this guy right here, in the middle layer here, I really like this one. I think that it's a nice size. It's showing a lot of the dollar. It has a nice blur to it to not take up too much focus off of her. So I'm going to go ahead and grab my quick selection tool. This is a pretty useful tool. I mean, for $50 a month with a creative suite, it does a decent job of just selecting what you want to quickly. So good job, Adobe. Then, once I get that selected, I'm just going to Command C and Command V to repaste it, to copy and paste it. Alright, and then I have this free-floating dollar just hanging out, alright? So now with that, we can do Command T and free transform this guy any way we'd like. So you can rotate it around so that it doesn't look quite as, so it doesn't look the same as that other guy. Then you can even make it like kind of bigger or smaller if you'd like. And then just keep duplicating that layer. Hang on, there's another little... That's fine for these purposes. It's really okay. Alright, you're just going to keep duplicating that layer, transforming it, and you want to transform it enough so that it doesn't look necessarily like the same one that you copied there. I mean, you can even kind of skew it a little bit because some dollar bills, they're crumpled. They've seen a lot, much like I have. But they're still fine. They're still worth something, aren't they? Aren't they? Alright, looking good. Just going to keep making these guys everywhere. Nothing too crazy. Alright, I feel like I've used too many of these, so I'm going to go ahead and switch to another one. I think I'm going to switch to this guy here. Quick selection tool, back to this guy here. What up? Whoops, that's not the layer he's on. Gotta find the layer that he's on so that it properly selects. Not that one either. Yep, it's that one. Dude, where is that one? Alright. Looking good. I'm gonna erase a chunk of that right there. That one is a nice clean dollar bill, so that one cooperated a little better than our blurry one. Yay, another one here. Okay. So obviously I want to keep this one kind of away from that one so people don't recognize that it's like that same one. And just whatever you see is like an artistic, your own artistic rendition of where these should be, I'm not going to tell you where you place your dollar bills, where to spend your money. I'm not going to tell you any of that. Only you can decide that. About this time you want to take a break and pour your French press, because as though you weren't hipster enough with your fucking coffee, nothing says I don't have anything better to do with my time than brew it myself using a tea kettle. 2 cups if you're really crazy. Alright, let's finish this fucking thing. Okay, so again, I'm going to clone another dollar. I'm actually just going to use that one again because that one's Old Faithful dollar right there. I don't think a lot of people are going to notice. I kind of even want it to like go behind one a little bit. I mean, if you're really being particular, you want to make sure that the lighting is very consistent in how you rotated them, so you might want to, do a few more. There's with Photoshop, there's always that line you have to tread of how fake is this? How fake does this look to the average eye without me telling them? I'm guessing with this image, most experts are probably going to be able to clock it right away, but it's probably good enough for Instagram. May not be good enough for an art gallery, but know your audience, right? All right, and there we have it. I'm pretty happy with this image. I'm at least going to let it go for the video. Just to kind of show you what we've done. All of these layers here, you see, under the layers panel, if we just make all of those invisible, there's a little bit of our before. Whoops, fuck me. There's a little bit of our before. Ta-da! And of course, we also did those too. So this is our original image. This is after we added the other two as a composite, a 3-layer composite. And then this is after we did some further artistic embellishments to just kind of do what we couldn't do at the time. I think it kind of takes it there. I might do a little bit with burning and dodging to kind of fake the light a little bit. Just to kind of, I don't know, de-emphasize it, some of them. Even just dropping the opacity just ever so slightly kind of gives it, I think it makes it look a little bit more real. Because even though you can, with motion blur, you would be able to see through that a little bit anyway. So it's all subjective, whatever fits your taste level. Just play around with it. Again, if you have any questions, just leave them in the comments. I'm happy to answer. If I know, if I don't, I'm happy to look up an answer for you. So cheers. Thanks for watching, guys.